Welcome to Better Than Gossip. I'm Amy Schmidt, founder of Fearlessly Facing 50, a reinvention specialist, and I encourage women to cannonball with confidence.
And I'm Kristen Cofield, the founder of The Culinary Cure and the eating expert. Did you know about that?
What? I didn't hear. You know, that thing I've been telling you about. It's been a game changer for me.
Today, as you can tell, I am ready to do a little cooking.
She's sporting the apron. You know when that happens, when she sports the apron.
It's time.
Yeah, it's time. And look at what we have here today. This is amazing.
We have breakfast.
This isn't, breakfast. The best meal of the day.
The most important meal of the day.
Yeah. And you know what's so fun about this is look where we are.
I love this. This is a great spot.
I love this. It's just one of those moments, and I know because I live in Ridgefield, I'm just so pleased to be here, but I'm so happy to be filming at RVNA Health. It means a lot. Our community is amazing, and RVNA Health is, really mission-driven around health and wellness, and they're community-driven, and we get to film here, which is just fantastic, and we have a fantastic guest back. Kind of a mic drop guest.
Kind of a mic drop.
She's a rock star.
Registered dietitian.
Yes. And just, you know what? She's so passionate about what she does. She works here at RVNA Health. So welcome to the wonderful Better Than Gossip show, Monica Marcello.
Hello, and thank you guys so much for having me.
You know how I want to say that, right? Monica Marcello, making the pasta.
And
but we are so happy to have you back.
Thank you.
We're so happy.
So this morning we are talking about Better Than Gossip, healthy habits, and breakfasts for superhumans. So just like your mother and your grandmother used to say, breakfast really is the most important meal of the day. And we've talked in previous segments about the importance of starting our day with fiber, fat, and protein after our warm lemon water.
Right. Through a straw.
I
got it now.
So be sure to watch that episode because that gives a real primer for a hydration practice. But the next thing that happens after we have that 8 to 10 ounces of warm or room temperature lemon water is we are having breakfast or break fast.
Oh, okay. Like that? That?
So this is the food that we are consuming in that first meal of the day, and that meal could be any time. I happen to get up at 4 a.m.
She does. I do believe that, and I know that, which is a little crazy. But, that's what you do.
I get up at 4 a.m. I get my workout in while I'm still in a fasting state.
Right.
So by 7:30, I'm having my breakfast. But other people might be intermittent fasting or they don't like breakfast. But it's not breakfast per se. It's the first meal of the day. And that's when we're putting the fuel in our engine that our engine needs to run on.
It's like the little engine that could. I'm looking at this right now and I'm thinking, Amy Schmidt, what does she have for breakfast? I'm not seeing coffee.
Although we do have a coffee mug.
Right.
We're going to do something really fun with this coffee mug. She does a lot of
crazy things with bananas and banana peels. Like this over here that I really have never seen before. Now, I eat yogurt, but let's be honest, sometimes it's probably loaded with sugar or something like that. So I am ready to learn about how I should start my day.
Okay. Well, let's just jump right in. And what I've tried to do is show 3 or 4 breakfasts that all have fat, fiber, and protein. And we talked a little bit earlier about, foods that keep us fuller longer, foods that fuel up our body. We need to really be eating that first meal of the day, breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, dinner like a pauper. So we want to consume...
This is what she comes up with. I gotta love it. I love it.
Mind blown, right?
Yeah.
We want to consume the right fuel for our engines to run on. We want to start our day hydrated and filled with energy and clarity and just ready to dial down that inflammation and that stress too. We don't want a breakfast that can actually ruin our day. And
Right.
that's something that happens. I mean, I think we talked about that.
We did. And, I have a teenager in the house. He's a big kid now. He's 18. But, how do I start that? What does that breakfast look like for him? I mean, a lot of times it's running downstairs with his backpack, on one arm and out the door. So how can I feel a teenager, an active teenager too, with the right ingredients to start their day?
Right, and
With
he's got to
focus
sit in
and
a
clarity.
classroom all day and have focus. So we talk about fiber, fat, and protein, and one of the things that often gets overlooked is the power of seeds.
Oh, absolutely.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about that, and then I'm going to demonstrate how to make my famous vanilla chia seed pudding.
That sounds great. So, Kristen, even before I do that, I just want to speak to that fiber, fat, and protein because I really think we should let our viewers know what about these nutrients actually contributes to that fullness and really, makes us have that great day.
Right.
So we have fat. So fat, especially the healthy kinds of fat, which I'll point out right here. We have our chia seeds, this flax seed as well, and the avocado. These are really amazing sources of fat because they are anti-inflammatory, and fat essentially stays in your stomach longer than any other macronutrient. So it really sort of works on that stretch receptor to make you feel fuller longer. And that was stretch receptor. I kind of messed up that wording there.
Stress receptor. Say that 5 times. Stretch receptor. That's even worse.
There we go.
6 times.
Right? That's why.
Wow.
Of course. So the second nutrient is fiber. So we know that fiber stays in our stomach longer as well. And research time and time again has shown that it promotes satiety. People who have high fiber meals tend to wait longer in between meals before they have their next meal. And then, of course, protein. So protein has so many wonderful, amazing benefits. But as it relates to hunger, protein actually targets a certain like satiety or fullness hormone called peptide YY. And that kind of sends a signal up to our brain saying we are full. And it also, when protein breaks down, it goes into your blood. The building blocks of that protein also send a signal to your brain that we are full, and again, contribute to that overall sense of fullness and satisfaction after a meal.
Right.
So the science behind it. We need to start our day with fiber, healthy fat, and protein. Yeah. And also, that fiber helps contribute to good gut health because the gut is calling the shots. The gut sends thousands of signals a day from the gut-brain axis telling us what to eat, what to drink. The brain only sends a couple of hundred to the gut. And the gut is also the heart of our immune system. It's the home of our immune response. So we want to be really good to our gut. And one of the ways we do that is by incorporating more healthy fiber. We can get that through different plants. These are all plant-based breakfasts. And this is going to be a really fun one. This is the banana mug muffin.
I've made
Mug muffin, yeah.
It's awesome. But this is amazing. And the color. See, I'm one of those really the color's amazing. There's an array of color. And don't we always tell our kids, too, that there needs to be an array of color on our plates? So this is fabulous. So I'm ready for the pudding.
And really the reason behind that, I love that you pointed out the color, because when you think of color nutritionally, you can think of antioxidants. You can think of anti-inflammation. So all of this color here really is just a way to resemble, these great compounds that help combat oxidative stress and inflammation and really keep us heart healthy and just living longer, full of energy and sort of free of pain even.
And this looks easy.
I gotta be honest.
Easy. I'm an easy peasy girl, and this looks easy.
So this is really easy, but so many people are chia seed pudding fails.
Okay.
And there's a reason for that. Chia seeds absorb liquid like crazy. Okay. So you've got to keep them suspended. So I have this hack that I like to use. This is one of those blender balls that you get with like the protein shakes and stuff. So I use a blender ball and I just put it in my glass jar. I've got half a cup of chia seeds, and these little guys, these are tiny. So you do not want to spill these because they will go everywhere.
Yeah. All right. You know what? Can I just say, I think we need an accountability partner for chia seeds. Someone to say, you have a chia seed in your
teeth?
But I'm loving that. I have never done chia seeds like that.
So whenever you use like a nut milk or an alternate type of milk, you always want to give it a good shake.
Okay, good to know.
Because sometimes it settles a little bit. So you take your half a cup of chia seeds. We're going to put...
Is that room temperature?
This is room temperature. This is a shelf stable.
Okay.
All right. So we're putting about 16 ounces
I like the jar.
Yeah, this is a
Just
great
saying.
jar.
That's a great jar.
All right, and I'm just going to show you how easy and quick this is. That's
Okay.
all the ingredients it takes. So I've used an unsweetened vanilla coconut milk, but you could use a nut milk. I've put in half a cup of chia seeds, 16 ounces of liquid, and then I'm just going to shake it.
So you're getting a little bicep workout.
I'm getting
You
a
know
little
what?
workout,
I mean,
baby.
I'm really enjoying
So
it.
the reason we shake it is the chia seeds absorb the liquid, but they also settle to the bottom. So if you don't keep shaking, what you're going to have is like this glue of chia seeds at the bottom. So we just keep shaking that a couple of times until we see that the chia seeds have absorbed enough liquid that they are actually suspended in the liquid.
It's amazing.
And then once we've done that, we can put it in the fridge, and then it'll just continue to absorb the liquid, and then the next morning you can enjoy it.
So, Kristen, let me ask you this. So the shaker that you put in, is that to help the chia seeds not stick to the bottom?
It is, but you could use a whisk and make it in a bowl and just spend, maybe 2 minutes. Just kind of give it a whisk, let it sit, give it a whisk, let it sit.
Okay.
So you don't have to have a blender bowl. That's just
I love that recommendation because I cannot tell you, I recommend chia seed pudding to almost all of my clients.
Really?
Yes, I do. There's a recipe card right behind my shoulder. I promise you, it was the
I
first
love
recipe
it.
I made here, and here's why. So, as you can tell, that took us, 2 minutes, right?
Yeah,
And
super easy.
Right, so quick, so easy, and about 3 tablespoons of chia seeds. It is the perfect blend of fiber, fat, protein, right? So
3 tablespoons?
3 tablespoons is about 1 serving, so it's not a whole lot.
Yeah.
But about 3 tablespoons has 5 grams of omega-3s. I generally recommend 2 grams of omega-3s per day for adequate and optimal heart health. So about 1 serving size has about 5 grams, has about 8 to 10 grams of fiber and about 5 grams of protein as well.
Amazing.
But I can't tell you,
It is a superfood.
so many clients come back and they're like, yeah, it didn't taste that great, or yeah, I don't think I made it that well. So I will be sure to use this tip.
And for people who maybe are still detoxing from, a lot of added sugar, you could use the vanilla sweetened one.
Okay.
If we just want to get them in the door and starting to have healthier habits, we have to meet people at that intersection of lifestyle and wellness and make it palatable so they really buy into the wellness benefits.
So is that how it looks when it's done? Right over there.
So this is how it looks when it's done.
That's amazing.
It's literally a
It is
pudding. You can see it's kind of like, woo.
Okay.
And
That's
we've,
a lot better than the Jell-O, no sugar in the grocery store that you buy 6 in a pack. Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Noted.
It's a really good value, even though, a bag of chia seeds could be, I think they're like 14, 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're getting, when we talk about what you're buying, when you're buying food, you're actually buying nutrients. That's what food is. It's nutrients. So we want to get the most nutrients for our consumer dollar.
How long will that bag last? Like once we open it, do we need to refrigerate that? Do we need to?
It's a good idea to refrigerate chia seeds, flax seeds, because they have that high omega-3 content, and we don't want them to go bad. So we can just pop it in the fridge. So chia seed pudding is just this one easy, delicious, and great breakfast that you can go ahead, takes 2 minutes to make. You can make it on Sunday, and then you can enjoy it all week as a breakfast or a snack.
Oh, so much better than vanilla yogurt with M&Ms.
So much better.
Just
I think
saying.
I saw that served
you
at your
might
house,
have
Amy.
seen that. It wasn't for me, but
Just saying.
Just saying.
This is another somewhat overlooked but highly nutritious breakfast dish. So my grandparents used to eat stewed apples, stewed prunes, things like that.
Yeah.
So this is really interesting. What I've done is I've taken an apple and I've cut it I've washed it. It's an organic apple. You know, when you can afford it, you always buy organic because we want to support those small organic farmers. I've cut it up into cubes and I put it in like a little pan with a lid, a little saucepan, and I added a tablespoon or 2 of water, so about a tablespoon per apple. I put in some cinnamon, and I had some pomegranates, so I put pomegranate seeds. You don't have to. You could put any kind of berry. And then you turn the heat on low and you start to let the apples cook very gently. And when you can see that the skin of the apple is like sweating,
Yeah, okay.
the apple is releasing its pectin from the skin. And pectin is another one of those very important nutrients that can actually foster that good gut health. So I make this little apple compote. It's super simple. I make it at the beginning of the week. Again, it takes like 5-6 minutes.
And I would assume that's not whipped cream on there.
That is not whipped cream.
Okay, yeah.
That is this amazing coconut milk yogurt that has 0 added sugar, and it's dairy-free because, a lot of us need to be concerned about conventional dairy. And again, we're aligning our values with our consumer dollars. So if people want to choose to go dairy-free, this is a great option.
Wow.
And it's quite
Great to
delicious,
know.
actually.
Okay.
So that's another healthy breakfast.
Easy.
Okay.
Oh, I was going to say, I really love that you chose apples for that because apples have a great amount of fiber. And I don't know if you know this, Amy, but fiber, there's actually 2 different types of fiber.
No, I didn't.
And apple has both of those types. So one part of the fiber actually helps. It's sort of like a gel, like it's
Okay.
water bonding. It kind
Right.
of, again, contributes to that sense of fullness. But another type of fiber sort of works through our intestinal system to help clear things out and just promote healthy bowel movements and bowel regulation. So
So an apple a day does keep the doctor away.
It does.
Absolutely.
So it's soluble
to
and
know.
insoluble fiber.
Wow.
And we're also feeding the good bacteria
Absolutely.
in our gut because, again,
Right.
the gut calls the shots. We want to feed the good bacteria so we have more of the good bacteria so we get more of that good signaling to the brain.
Love it.
Okay. Have any idea what we're going to call this?
Oh boy.
Okay.
Right.
It's a sweet potato.
Okay.
And I've sliced it into this little piece, and we call this sweet potato toast.
Oh, you've told me about this.
And
You
so
told
for
me about this.
people who are looking to get more plants in their diet, get away from those refined carbohydrates, which turn into sugar in the
Right.
body, because sugar's not great for us, this is a great hack. So you just take your sweet potato, you wash it, you slice it into these slices. You can actually put a tiny bit, just a little bit of oil on
Can I
it.
see the sweet potato?
Yeah, and you
It's
can
just the normal sweet potato.
just
you
a
buy.
normal sweet potato, and
They're
you can
so big.
pop it in your toaster oven.
Oh, okay.
Make sweet potato toast is what I call it. And then you can eat it with an avocado. You could put
Yeah.
nut butter on it. It's just, you know how it's really good?
How?
Cashew butter and bacon.
Oh, interesting.
It-
Now that might be a teenager meal.
It
If
could
there's
be a
bacon
teenager meal.
and-
Great
yeah,
point.
yeah. No, I think that's excellent.
I also love the sweet potato because similar to the apple, it has both types of fiber and really such a heart healthy meal when you, especially when you layer that avocado on top or even a nut butter.
Right.
Super heart healthy breakfast.
Excellent. Okay, these are easy. So far, check. We can incorporate this into our morning routine.
Easy and doable. And this is called a banana mug muffin. And I think this is important. Can you tell me what people should look for when they're buying eggs?
Absolutely. So
First of all, these are the most beautifully packaged eggs
are.
I have ever seen in my life. It's like a jewel box.
Yeah,
But
it
I
is.
also love that it's paper.
Right.
It's not plastic.
Exactly.
So that also influenced my choice. It was beautiful, fed my eye, and it's aligning with my
great
values.
marketing.
absolutely. Sort of continuing that message. I believe too, these are humanely raised. So
Yes.
continuing with that message that health is not just human health, but health is, health for the planet and health for animals as well.
right.
So really love that message. I love that you are highlighting the egg here because I really hope that I can sort of cut the confusion with incorporating eggs in our diet, right?
There is
Time
confusion around it.
magazine
Yes.
had this was like back in 1990s. Time magazine had the big egg was like don't eat eggs,
Right.
high cholesterol, right?
Yes.
And ever since then, we've just been so confused on do we eat cholesterol or do we not?
Right.
And what does that mean for heart health? So I really want to encourage you to eat eggs. There's so many amazing high quality protein in eggs, great nutrients for eye health. So they have 2 nutrients that help decrease the chance of getting age-related macular degeneration.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's
So,
fabulous. Did not know that.
Yes, and so many studies show that up to 2 to 3 eggs a day, 7 days a week,
2 to 3.
yes, do not raise your cholesterol.
And you're not just talking the egg white, you're talking the actual egg.
Full egg.
Full thing.
And the yolk actually is where those nutrients are that help promote eye health.
That's so interesting. So when you see at the grocery store egg whites in a carton, those aren't really real egg whites. Or are they?
Processed eggs.
Right,
Processed
it's processed
eggs.
eggs.
Okay.
Buy the whole egg.
And
Right.
buy that and cook with the whole egg.
Right.
I love
Absolutely.
that was a mind-blowing mic drop for me.
And cholesterol is actually very important. Every cell in our body can actually make cholesterol. So cholesterol kind of got a bad rap.
Exactly.
And, understanding that eggs are one of the most nutritious, complete nutrients that we can buy. So this is a crazy fun recipe. It is the banana mug muffin. And what you do is you take your banana, and I like to make this simple. I take my banana and I sort of mush it up in its skin. And then we open, I'm going to have to peel it open because I've mushed it so well. So we squeeze it.
You mush it. Very interesting. Very
Squeeze it
interesting. And
into
this
your-
also looks easy.
Into your little bowl. You add an egg. I'm going to add some cinnamon because cinnamon is one of those wonderful herbs and spices that we need to be using more of. Herbs and spices are the original culinary pharmacy, and they contain all kinds of powerful nutrients that are very beneficial for us. So I'm adding some cinnamon.
Love it.
And
I love
then
me some good cinnamon.
Just because we love it, and why don't you talk a little bit about flaxseed? I'm going to add just a little bit of flaxseed.
I've bought. That I have bought. Not the chia, but the flax. So yeah, I'd love to hear about this.
So the nutrient profile of flaxseed is actually very similar to that of chia seeds. It has a very high content of omega-3s. I believe about 3 tablespoons is about 3 grams. So
Okay.
still over that recommendation of about 2 grams per day. It has about 5 grams of protein and 5 grams of fiber as well in one serving. And an
amazing.
Absolutely. You can really mix it in so many different dishes to enhance that sort of nutrient.
It's fabulous.
Yeah, it's really easy,
That's
and
fabulous.
you just whip it together to get it smooth as you can. You could use an immersion blender or a whisk. We're just going to try to make it simple here today. You could add berries, you could add some nuts if you wanted. So we're just going to whip that up, and then we're going to put it in the coffee mug and put it in the microwave on high for 2.5 minutes.
That's
And
it?
That's it.
You know, you shared this we did a show together a while ago, and we shared this, and I can't tell you how many people got back to us and said, okay, that was game changer. That was so easy. My kids eat it, my toddlers eat it, my teenagers eat it, my husband eats it. Snack. I mean, it's fabulous and so easy.
It literally turns into a muffin.
Yeah.
It's delicious, and all that's in it is a banana and an egg and a little bit of seasoning. That's it. And it takes 2 minutes to make.
And I love that all these breakfasts you can really change and adapt to meet your specific nutritional needs, right?
I was taking notes the whole time.
If you wanted more protein or more fat, add some nuts, like you said. If you want a little bit more veggies, stay fuller longer, more antioxidants, or fruits, more fruits.
Yeah.
Have, some berries thrown in there. So I love how each recipe is so modifiable to meet everybody's individual needs.
And it's easy, and they're filling, and it'll keep you going. Like, I'm thinking this is super simple to have out for a teenager or a high schooler or a snack at the end after practice or whatever. I do have a question about where you would find these in the grocery store. Is there a specific aisle that you're going to find chia and flax seeds?
Well, you can order them on Amazon for
Right,
people
right.
who just want to make
Okay.
it simple.
Yeah.
At Whole Foods, I think they have them in the aisle with the vitamins, actually.
Oh. Okay,
Yeah, another
okay.
tip too is, believe it or not, you can find these at stores like discount stores like TJ Maxx,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Marshalls,
we
and that is
love
where you
being
get
at
the
TJ
best
Maxx.
deal.
Don't get us started.
Yes. You'll get the best
We'll be
deal
doing
there.
a show. So that's good to know because these are things that we can easily buy, have in our, ready to go. It's so easy.
And
So-
this is a shelf-stable milk.
Yeah, right.
So you can have that in your pantry. And this is actually very economical. So we're getting a lot of nutrients for our consumer dollars. We're
love that.
making choices that are better for us and better for the planet.
Before we share our secret sauce, because every show we have a secret sauce, something that you're going to learn that you probably didn't know before. I would love to hear just a little bit more about you, Monica. I know you're a part of the RVNA Health team here. Just tell us a little bit about what you offer and what our RVNA does in the community.
Absolutely, yes. So RVNA Health, here we are mission driven. Our goal and our mission here is to serve excellent care for all ages and stages across the lifespan. So we administered COVID vaccinations, we did needed COVID testing back
Fabulous.
when, the pandemic was
Yeah,
really running rampant.
absolutely.
And we also really serve and take care of the elderly as well. So we do that, for people who have maybe just gotten out of the hospital and need a
Amazing.
little bit of extra care, as well as just private services, in the household
and
to
community-driven.
benefit quality of life. Absolutely.
Community-driven, that's
Absolutely.
the key. So thank you so much for joining us again. As always, Kristen and her apron. I mean, I learned so much in these food segments. I'm telling you, you are getting me healthier. We always share a secret sauce, and you never know what it's going to be, but almost guaranteed you will not know anything about it because it's one of those fun facts. So our secret sauce today is...
The first meal of the day can actually ruin your day if you don't choose correctly. So we talked earlier about fiber, fat, and protein. And of course, nobody wants to put themselves at a disadvantage by eating too many foods that turn into sugar in our bloodstream.
Absolutely. So thank you, Kristen. So yes, these 3 nutritional components, fiber, fat, and protein, will really help stabilize blood sugar throughout the day. Additionally, if you're thinking, well, I'm going to skip breakfast, right, because I want to lose weight, whatever,
Right.
think again. Research shows that actually people who eat breakfast are more likely to be more active, have better energy, promote better cognition, and actually eat less calorically dense meals throughout the day. It actually aids in weight management.
Okay, mic drop. Secret sauce shared right here. Monica, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for joining us today. And thank you for joining us on Better Than Gossip. I'm Amy,
And I'm Kristen, and together we are Better Than Gossip.
sharing ageless advice for timeless women. We'll see you soon.